live. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
This is sort of last minute, but thank you to Speed Gaming again, once again, for hosting this. So this is our big reveal.
Yeah.
So this is sort of the one we have some new information that we're gonna go through right now. This is why there's kind of a PowerPoint slide. Just four slides. Don't get so into it right now. But we're gonna do
Don't
that, and
freak
then
out.
we're gonna go through and do the wheel matchup and try to talk about each participant as their name comes along. And uh, I think that's probably about it, because we have a
There
lot
is
of
gonna be a
participants,
test.
and hopefully, we'll be able to answer any questions as well. But other than that, without further ado, we'll get started, and I guess we'll introduce ourselves. I'm Snowbear, basically the go-to person for most anything here for this tournament.
Hey, I'm Ergote, or Ergo by short. I'm, I guess, another of the tournament admins.
Yeah, I guess I'm Trickums. I'm also one of the tournament admins and resident clever unsympathizer.
So I am Mutzing. I am from Brazil community. So hello everyone.
I am Zen. This is the second tournament that I'm participating, and I am also from Brazilian community. Hello, everybody.
I am Asathas. I've been here for a while. I'm here as as a representative of the Spanish community. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to handle all this. Shouldn't be too bad. But with further ado, we'll continue with this. So this is the basic tournament information. You'll notice that we've actually done one more last minute change. We are actually going to have a 26 player second stage. So we're adding it, and we'll talk about this right now. But I'm sure you're all aware about the 6 rounds of the Swiss style tournament. You'll have 10 days to do your match, and we'll keep going with that. And then at the end of the 60 days, we'll have 1 week to basically do the reveal of the top seeds. The top 6 will get first round buys, and then the rest of the 20 will go into a single. We'll do a single elimination bracket with of course, the winners of the other 20 seeds going against with the mixture of the top 6. Uh, and this is gonna be a single elimination, and then we will go. It'll be a best of threes with the semifinals and finals. Hopefully, we'll be able to get through this tournament without too much delay. I know that the first round is already long enough as 2 months, but this is going to be, I think, this is our debut of this format style, and we're hoping it's going to be a lot more friendly, especially for the people who are newer, so that you're playing people, of course, of the same record, but that also you'll get more than just the 2 games that a lot of people had with the group stages.
I think it's also fair to say as well, like this also, like you said, like if people you have the one loss, like you're not instantly out of it. You are going to be people matching people with relative skill and or results, so you're always going to have a chance to get through. Whereas, yeah, we're looking at, let's say, the higher you get, the more chance you have for that automatic entry. But it's a place of don't feel so defeated. You're going to have a chance. You're going to get through there. This is like a way that everybody has a chance to get through.
Yeah, and one small thing that Garfield has mentioned is that there is a small chance of a 5-1 record not having a first round bye. Of course, all these will be once again determined by the median buckholds ratings. That is our go-to thing. What that does is effectively it sums up the scores of all your opponents. It should also, I believe, discount the top score and the bottom score of your opponent. Your top and bottom score opponent. Basically, your worst opponent and your best opponent, it will ignore those, and it'll be the 4 medians, hence median book holds. think that's the general gist of it. Uh, just a kind of a recap is that the first round, you can officially have your matches start on August 7th. We do not want it any sooner than that, just August 7th, and you'll have 10 days. So basically, you'll have until the end of August 17th. Hopefully, you'll schedule it a little bit sooner than that so that we can make a message and post so that we can ping everyone for the next round matchups. And then we'll have a whole week break between stage 1 and stage 2 to get you kind of reoriented and to be get you kind of focused on the next part.
Yeah, because we understand, like, for those that have been in and around the normal kind of bingo server, a lot of us have obviously been grinding out a lot of stage ones. So then going into, which we'll come on to stage two as well, it's nice just to give you that little window just to like get yourself, like Snow said, reoriented, ready. So you're going to be ready for that final stage. But yeah, I'll let you go over what the first stage can look like in a second.
Well, that's gonna be our first date. We're gonna be doing it, and what this is gonna do. So unfortunately, we're not gonna have a straw show for every single one. It'll just be the first one. After that
Mm-hmm.
challenge, we'll handle out all the other ones. I would have loved to have a draw show every week about this, but I think for everyone's
Who
sanity,
doesn't love a draw? Come on.
we'll do it. And then we're just gonna have a little bit of preview of the second round stage. So it should be on, so 60 days afterwards, and a few, like the day after all of the matches concluded, we'll have the announcement of the bracket. That would be on that Saturday, October 7th, and we'll give you a whole week and a week and a day, a whole 8 days to get your matches started. And please do not, once again, we want it kind of starting with basically, you can start on that day. You can schedule earlier, but please do not start any sooner than that day. It'll help us with getting everything lined up, as there's a lot of also logistical things to go on. uh, I I think that's about it for this part. Is there anything else you guys have to say, Ergo, Trichomes?
Yeah, I mean, it's worth saying as well, like, being kind of proactive and planning, like, don't, I mean, it's kind of, for those that have been in with us with the previous full item tournament, and even those in the bingo tournaments previously to that, it's good obviously to be proactive for the new people here that haven't been in a tournament before. Like, as soon as you find out your opponent, reach out, get those matches booked, and then if there are any issues at all, you always come to any one of us here, organizers, or even like, yeah, reach out in any of the channels, even whether it be in the public discourse or through DMs. We're here to help. We're here to answer any questions and sort out any kind of issues, queries, or anything you have. So please do feel like free to code out to us, because we want to make sure this runs smoothly as possible, but also like everyone's having fun and it's competitive and everyone has a good time. So yeah, please feel free to always like let us know if you have any problems at all.
The
Yeah,
more thing. Sorry, go
I
on.
don't really have anything to add to that. So
Please don't make me hunt you down for these. Please try to get this all scheduled out. We just logistically, it'll be better for everyone and it'll make me less grumpy. But 10 days should be pretty sufficient. If you are for sure not able to schedule with your opponent, we will allow for asyncs, but you must let one of the admins know, or preferably all of us know, kind of immediately, so we can talk
Mm-hmm.
about that and handle that, because that would take special arrangements.
Yeah, for those who've obviously read all the starting document, yeah, this is something we're able to accommodate, but like in certain situations, like we can't be running around a full kind of like round of asyncs because like we're only so few. Please, we're just a few guys trying to get this all together. But yeah, we're happy to accommodate where needed. So yeah, please let us know plenty in advance, so we'll be able to accommodate accordingly.
Also, as I'm pretty sure you guys know, we cannot guarantee that all matches will be showcased and streamed on Speed Gaming. There are just too many matches to go for that. We will, if when you submit into the schedule thing, we will try to get as many as we can with the commentators and whatnot. But regardless, we do ask you to still highlight your VOD or record it, and also do a local recording in case of internet issues or whatnot. It's just always good to have a local recording. So please, please make sure you're doing that and try to make sure it's workable.
It's more or less like don't get yourself I mean, not disqualified, but like, don't make it not count just for any technical errors. Make sure you're safe, get a backup, and again, if anything, you're unsure of anything, let one of us know. We can recount over everything and get something sorted. So yeah.
So give me a little moment as we're gonna sort of transition to the main part of this right now, which is gonna be what you're all waiting for, the wheel. Uh,
Oh yeah, this
The
is gonna be fun.
wheel. Let's go.
this is the fun part, so we'll we'll handle that right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we're gonna be going each one, and so hopefully, well, I of course don't have the technical means to write down every single person as they're going on, but we'll be recapping the matchups and we'll have it updated the challenge as much as we can, and then we'll make a ping afterwards of all the matchups and have it all written out into a document as well.
Yeah, we'll have this all
Yeah.
kind of.
All right, but without further, I guess it's time for me to.
All right,
I
we
would.
can't leave them any longer. Come on.
I can't leave it. So we'll have this
All right,
going.
number one.
Worth noting, we're gonna draw these like one people, and the next
Yeah.
name is gonna be their opponent. So
Yes.
just like
All right, Ebe, the first to be pulled.
Oh boy. What do we get started about IB? IB is, well, pretty good tournament pretty good random person. I believe he was in the bingo tournament last year, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, did pretty well too. That, like I say, run him a few times. Pretty decent opponent.
Very, very strong opponent. Not one to count. I could definitely see him for sure advancing into the round or for the second stage. I think when I've matched up against him, I think I've always kind of found myself finishing right around his time or maybe a little behind him. So definitely strong competition.
All right, let's see who the opponent is.
All right. All right, we have Strife. I have much love for Strife. Whether it
we'll do
it
here.
goes
Yeah.
about exploding on, digging Pokemon, or or just in
Yeah.
general, some of the just the horrible luck he has. His hatred for Morty rivals only me.
Yeah, Morty, Bugsy, Route 4. There's a few options here. But yeah, again, strong runner, been around for a little while now. Was in the last Rando tournament, was also in the last Bingo tournament as well. So you may have seen Strife, full name Strife Sada, previously. May have seen him on GDQ, quite a prominent runner in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon community. But yeah, always a kind of like long time runner here. Like it came to the, what was it? I think just before the last item rando tournament, he was came through. But always a strong runner. Like you never know, like what he's going to come up with.
You never
So
know. I personally am a very fond of some of the antics that goes on. He's a memer in chief. Uh, yeah, so that's the first round. It was gonna be IB versus Strife.
all right, we'll spin in.
Prism Zeta.
Aha, here we go.
You wanna go talk about him a little bit, Rico?
Uh
yeah, Prism has been around for a while too. Like he's very good at basically any game mode, really. The randomizers.
I believe it's.
Not the most conventional player, I would say, but yeah, it results in interesting results sometimes.
I believe it's basically around his birthday. So this is you know, this is exciting. You know, we're hopefully getting we'll have this all fun. Well, in the middle of fraternity prepping, but no, Prism's always a very strong runner and not one to really discount at all.
You always say those unconventional plays, but those lead to the big score sometimes. So yeah, be good, interested to see how it goes. And the opponent is
Jackstronomy. So Jackstronomy is sort of rather newish to this community, but has been around for at least the last bingo, and they are one of the they're very well versed in other randomizers like OTR. Um, they're pretty good about everything, and honestly, uh, they have a really good knowledge of how to follow the logic when the
I
seeds
found
get
it
tough.
very methodical runner, very kind of has like a kind of set way, which is like really good, like playing it through. I've always been impressed when I've seen them race. Not only with Pokemon, but like you said, in the Zelda community as well. But strong opponent for Prism here to go up against their first round.
Yeah, I think this will be a really good matchup because you don't ever know who's gonna win with this. I think I could easily see both of them winning just on any given day. So this is gonna be really exciting. I think.
All right, let's move on to the next match. Waka. All right.
Wow.
Waka's been around for a while, and honestly, Waka's been getting the better of you lately, huh, Virgo?
Yeah, sometimes. It is worth noting, like, the, this is much more even than this would have been like year or two ago.
Oh, he's come on
Like,
leaps.
there's so many more good players.
Yeah, he's
Waka
come
is
on leaps and bounds since the last item tourney. Like, very like competitive nowadays.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. I think Walko's definitely one of those top tier runners. Honestly, it's been amazing to see his growth with this, and I wouldn't count him out even against some of the tournament favors in Montebank. I Waka's right up there. Honestly, I think that's what part of the amazing thing is seeing the growth of Waka just from starting into now, and just I see a top finish for Waka. Just very strong runner overall.
Yeah, there's like a small cluster of people, at least like since the last item random tourney, that have like just like jumped into the community and just like grown leaps and bounds. Like we'll come on to one of them later, but yeah, Waka definitely like stands out as one of them. All right, let's see who they're going up against. Giddy.
I have to tell you, Giddy's a really good team player. You know, when he's not caring for Giddy Junior and having mobile internet, he's a very good runner, I think, and especially shines with some of the harder formats where he's much more familiar with all the hidden items and such. So, I mean, just give him an Espeon and he'll be going on his way. He loves Espeon.
Yeah, we all have our phase, but I mean, yeah, Giddy's very expressive. Like, he definitely like is hard to like play against because there's not really a set style. Like some of us have like a very fluid style, and he's definitely kind of in that bunch there. Like you're not going to be able to kind of meta at all off of this. You're just gonna have to just kind of hope and pray and see how you do. So yeah, again, we're setting up some really interesting first round matches. I mean, yeah, Waka versus Giddy. That's definitely
Yeah,
one as well to look out for. Very strong
definitely.
match.
I am excited. We're starting off with a banger, and it's only
We
gonna
are
get better from
we are
now.
really like setting up some good matches here already.
Yep.
So we have Jose L. I believe you know a little bit more about Jose L. Asasas.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, yeah. So he's been around the Spanish community for a bit. Jose or Defi, as he goes by on Twitch. he kind of transitioned from Link to the Past Rando to Crystal Rando recently. So uh, he didn't start on this too long ago, but he's already been posting some competitive times on sets he's done in practice. So it's not going to be a free opponent from the get-go, and he's certainly going to get better as the tournament progresses.
And that's the
So
exciting part.
yeah, I'm interested in seeing how he does. So
All right, sounds good. Let's see who his opponent is.
Zan.
Zan.
Oh,
Do you want to talk about
I
yourself
kind
a
of
little
know
bit,
this
Zan?
one. I kind of know this one. So I started playing Crystal last year for the tournament. So I was pretty new player in this game when the last tournament started, but I grinded a lot last year, and I already had experience with randomizers, mostly Zelda randomizers. And then I kind of after the tournament, I was top 8 in the last tournament. After the tournament,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of stopped playing for a while, and recently I came back, and I am enjoying playing this a lot with the new changes after the last year tournament, and I'm feeling pretty good about stage one. Not so good yet about the stage two seeds, but we'll have time, and also I'll need to get through stage one first to start thinking about stage two.
I
De-
got plenty of time to practice, so
Plenty of
yeah,
time.
no,
You
Yeah.
were
good luck.
definitely one of the dark horses from last year's tournament. You went really
Mm-hmm.
far, so that was exciting to see because I don't think anyone really saw that you would go so far. So that's pretty exciting. So you'll be going against Jose Ellis, so that'll be a good matchup I think to watch. So we have Ivo Apina. I apologize. I do not know much
Aivo
about
Apina.
them,
Finnish lesson of the day. Aivo Apina.
but
Uh,
I think
yeah,
Ergo.
yeah, he's like one of the organizers in like FinRanch community. That's a Finnish speedrun association, and I've been running a bunch of stuff there for years and years. I don't really know him personally, but I know of him.
He definitely. I believe you mentioned that he had a showcase
He
this
did have
past
a
year.
showcase like 3 months ago in one of the associated marathons. I
So
haven't seen the full run, but it was like 2:30, 2:40ish, something like that. So
Okay.
well, that's exciting. It's always good to see the Crystal run in all the different communities as well.
oh hi.
Well, who could talk about this one, huh?
Uh,
So I mean, I don't know. I did okay last tournament.
just a
okay.
runner-up.
Yeah, it
Kind of
says the runner
okay.
up.
Yeah, so I made two runner up until just Ergo wiped the floor with me later, but we don't talk about that. Uh, I've, I have mostly stopped playing after that. I picked it up recently again, but yeah, I mean, probably making it out of the first round would be already a win in my book. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I typically perform well in tournaments, but in that streak can end anytime.
I think
Too
you're being a
modest.
little bit
Too modest.
modest here. I mean, you were just organizing as well, along with a lot of the others at the SGES community. The key item random tourney. I think I only got a fluke win on you, but you're always a strong opponent, and I honestly, I have the greatest respect for you.
Well, thank you.
I know
All
last
right,
year
now
when
you settle the pressure there.
well, I know last year when we were doing the tournament, everyone was kind of sleeping on you, and I believe you beat Storms in one of the bracket stages. So that was I think one of the more defining moments you had of winning
That was
there.
everyone's predictions.
I
One of the
think you
matches
kind
we
of
got the
busted
predictions.
everyone's predictions there, except for your own. Yeah, but
I don't think I had myself making it out that far. So
but nonetheless, I think this is going to be an intense matchup.
yeah, most of all, I'm happy to be here.
Well, that's good.
Oh shucks.
So we have Mainlash. I believe Mainlash is a little bit newer to this randomizer. This is their first tournament. Uh, his first tournament, I think,
I
signing
believe so.
up. I unfortunately haven't gone to watch all that many of them, but uh, it'll be good to see who their opponent is.
But this is the thing, like for new people, like it's
Oh.
great to have like a potential dark horse in a tournament, like someone who is unknown, like someone who's gonna spring a surprise. I mean, unfortunately, yeah, I've not had the chance to race with them, but it'd be good to see what they're made of, like when it comes to the tournament itself. All right, let's see.
I'm sort of
who
getting lost at if this was the second opponent or the first opponent. I have no
Yes.
idea.
The,
That was the first
it's
one.
as
Yeah.
SSS. It's SSS
Snoop.
versus Mainlash.
So we have Snow Battle Met. I only started seeing them race the last couple of days, but they've been posting up some really strong results.
Yeah,
Uh,
if you take a look at the async times that have been going around, they're definitely in the like top half in almost all of them. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
really interesting to see.
Yeah.
Really new to this, at least on the racing side. Obviously, we can't really know if people have been doing these on their own for how long, but
no,
I'm
definitely.
very interested to see
I,
how
I, honestly,
they do.
Snowpad is definitely my pick of one of the probably someone not to snooze on because I believe they will most definitely make to the next round. I have very high hopes for them.
Hmm.
No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Snowplat performed really well in the asyncs that we've played last month. He crushed me in almost every seed, to be honest. So, kind of scary opponent.
Oh yeah, definitely. No pressure at all. None at all.
Trick is to hype everyone out of their minds and then
I might be a broken record at this point. But Mole Merchant, I believe, is another newer face to the community at this point. I have watched a few of their runs. I think they're probably still on the new side, but that's there's always so much more room to grow.
That's
Uh,
it, and especially like in a like scenario like this, like when you're on the spotlight, it really puts you on there, and like you can really rise to the challenge. And like we've seen it with like other people in previous tournaments. Like again, those unknowns, like I mentioned, can really just come back and like come up and just surprise everyone. And like yeah, you could just only go up from like you can only go up really. So yeah, let's see how they do.
all right, so we'll be drawing their opponent now.
yes.
And we'll definitely be able to see how they do against this.
Yeah. So
So yeah, Spanish representatives front loading here the wheel. Let's see. So yeah, Diego has also been here for a while, pretty much as much time as I have been, and he had some pretty strong performances in previous tournaments as well. I believe he made it top 16 or top 8, I think, in the previous
I
full
think
item
top
randomizer tournament.
16. I have to go back and check.
Yeah,
But
might have
no,
been.
Diego is always a strong runner. I mean, I can't just put myself as a measuring stick, but he did just wallop me in the key item random tournament. I was on a nice winning streak.
Yeah. Yeah, he also
He
he
was.
has some good wins in tournaments under his belt versus strong opponents. Do you remember he beat Vandio, he beat Mountebank, so definitely not someone you can sleep on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did
I think
indeed make top 16, losing to me in that stage.
yeah, just see Garth put that in
But
chat.
he's
Yeah,
also
thank
been
you, Garth.
around for at least the bingo tournaments as well. I believe.
Absolutely, yeah,
I don't know the last one, but I believe the one before in 2021, or was it? Yeah.
yeah, yeah, would be yep.
So definitely someone to watch out for.
Definitely. Now we're getting some good matchups already. I'm liking it.
So we have Prior 57 here as well. Uh, Another newer face. I definitely have seen Prior around a lot of the streams, not just my streams, but Montebanks and a lot of the Crystal Rando streamers. So he's definitely well versed in at least generally how things are going. I haven't myself watched them race all that much, but Pryor has definitely been a visible presence and no, at least watching. I believe some of the tournaments I've seen him probably typing and writing in some of the other tournaments. It's been at least following the Crystal tournaments for at least a couple of years now.
Mm. Yeah, I actually kind of yeah. Because I was just thinking, like, because I recognize the name, but I couldn't remember racing. But now you kind of say it, like, especially in my commentary presence, like, seeing a name popping up actually, yeah, actually brings a bell now. So
Experienced cellular read randomizer player as well. There are some really strong cellular read random players on here as well.
All right.
all right,
Uh,
let's see what they got.
so that was.
That was first.
First name, yeah.
See, I'm already losing track. This is too many people.
I'm keeping a log. Don't worry, I've got the log here.
But I saw there was some talk about Pika Pals now in the channel. But so it looks like we've just drawn Pika Pals, and Pika Pals is definitely a name that I think many people will recognize from the different communities. Pika
Hmm.
Pals has been
Yeah.
very strong in not only Link to the Past Random, but in Christo as well. He was runner up in the most recent bingo tournament, and has
Hmm.
been a pretty strong presence in the item randos whenever I've seen him around.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you've probably seen like I remember even recently they won recent GDQ with their Browning, but yeah, absolutely like very solid runner here in the item randos. Like always like having a fun time racing with them. So yeah, this will be good test. See how both of these runners do.
Yeah, definitely. Pika Palace is also going to go really far. Just it's one of those things that people have mentioned. I totally agree that some of the more uh turn randomizers do it kind of the skills transfer over from one to the other. So we have Red Hair Jake, uh, one of the last minute signups for the tournament, but definitely that doesn't not I wouldn't discount them at all. Uh, Probably I believe on the newer side again for signing up, but I've seen him at least race a little bit with I believe Roush.
Yeah, I believe I saw that on race time too. I think.
I see Jake in chat. Yo, with an emote like that, yo, I'm rooting. I'm rooting for you the whole way.
I please don't insult yourself about that. It's look. We all start from the new from you know we all start somewhere, and so
I mean, I'll be letting you know kind of where my humble beginnings were when it comes to me. But yeah, we all got to start from somewhere.
so definitely lots of room to grow, and I think with the tournament, the experience will at least help you out so much, especially if you're you know, if you're saying you're questioning your routing decisions, honestly, it doesn't matter as much because we all have those kind of crazy decisions, and sometimes that lets us pull out the wins. Uh, but yeah, we got Zeke here.
Oh, look, they're
So
both in chat. They could both talk to each other here.
I just raised Zeke. They're
Mhm.
definitely a lot. I believe they do some of the FF4 rando and a lot of the Link to the Past rando. Definitely have some more overlap now with this community. But I've seen Zeke race a lot with Zeruvian, I believe, and Driki. Uh, they've been around at least for a year. Um, I've seen their streams occasionally when I've been browsing for around the who's streaming Crystal
Mhm.
Randa. So definitely, it's good to see a new tournament face, even if the person's been around and doing it for a year. It's good to see people sign up for this brand new.
That's it. It's always welcome to see fresh faces, and let's say we've got two that are being paired up against each other. So best of luck to both of you.
All right. Oh boy.
What
Okay, who could
to
talk
say?
about
Right,
snow bear?
who
Talk about
Okay,
talk
can we
about
start
this
with
one?
snow bear roams?
I feel like I could. I think most anyone could talk about me better than I could talk about myself. Let's be honest. I think if there's a name you've seen in the randomizer tournaments, it's probably been my name. Uh, Definitely, probably known at least more from memes and the bad ROMs. Although it seems like I'm not even the person who makes the worst ROMs anymore. So, yes, I am noted for
Facts in the chat here.
particularly
Facts.
my my dislike of Morty. Morgi delenta est. That's my new phrasing.
Are we
But
going to be seeing your like after Morty image pop up like during the during the race?
I mean, I would do that more often, but I don't know if that would be so kosher to do here. But yeah, I've been around, I guess, since the beginning of these anime randas. I guess because I I saw Golden Rose back in the day make one, and I think after that I sat down with Fine and Salty Kerfuffle, and we were just I got so tired of soft locking with like machine part behind the machine part location, or like everything locked behind item logic breaking, that I sat down with Fine and Salty to just hammer out like, hey, I want to get these, done. It so here's the logic rules that it has to be in, and so that was I had to actually go back and look. But that was late 2019. I feel like I've been doing this for so much longer, but really, item
Oof.
rando has not been a thing for all that long. And so it kind of started small with the just me on my Discord. It was me, Wingage, Bakura, Nate, and Dark Red. We were just doing item random races, and it kind of grew from there. And so this is, I guess, the third item random tournament I've hosted at this point. Um, so hopefully this is the best one yet.
Well, let's see. Right. Well, let's see who you got first game.
I have
So
to remove my name first. uh, let's see who my matchup is. This is I can't watch.
Ooh, this is gonna be a good one.
this
Oh
This is
my
is
really
a
gonna be a
goodness.
good
good
one.
Oh, it's a rematch, right? You get
No, not a rematch, but Audley and I have been racing a lot more.
This is
Definitely
I mean, not a
Bellsprout.
rivalry, but this is very much a common occurrence. Let's say.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Again, very prominent runner in the community. At least every other race you probably see in the other Discord. Very strong runner. Like as much as like I kind of like when I'm in the streams, he doesn't give himself enough credit. I think for his skill. I'm always impressed by some of the decisions he makes, especially strong in our team races he does. But yeah, this is gonna be a very fun race to watch.
Also important to note, really likes Spellsprout way more than anyone should.
oh,
Really
absolutely.
likes Bellsprout.
I mean, honestly, the rare music name thing you were talking about, that was something, that was a shout out to Audley, because Audley will always come into my stream, and whenever there's one of those little small one-off things, they go rare music. So that's Claire's theme. I think it sometimes it's some of those weird, little odd little themes that you don't ever kind of really stop to think and appreciate it. And really, Audley is definitely one of those people that will enlighten you about that and just kind of he's a lovely person to be around. And honestly, I am excited
Hmm.
for this matchup. Uh, I I I absolutely can see Audley besting
It's
me.
gonna be a fun one.
This will definitely be
Well,
fun.
Yeah.
well, that's our first 10 matches drawn so far. Still got a load to go, but yeah, some really strong, fun matches been drawn already. Even this first round of the first round is going to be like hella exciting.
So we got
And
Vice
it's
and
nice.
Dithas, or Vice. Uh, you might know him because he developed the emo tracker package. Actually, I remember seeing when I was working with Dylan, and I saw he had a really nice item rando one, and I reached out to him. But he's been almost, you know, he's been helpful not only for doing the item random thing, he's also done a lot of the randomizing stuff himself. He's a very good programming legend,
Hmm.
and I, he's a strong runner, and he's been really supportive of the community, and we really wouldn't be here without him. He really took with Dylan the sort of the start the some of the stuff that we did with the emo tracker, and just kind of took it beyond
It's really
what we've
revolutionized it,
anyone.
yeah.
Yeah, so and I think his tool has definitely been, I think, the most helpful thing for all runners, really.
Also, yeah, if you use the tracker, everyone put thank you Vice in the chat. But yeah, I mean, other than let's say being the tracker guy, a very strong runner in his right, again, been around for a long while, and yeah, very, very capable runner here.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is exciting to see him back in to this tournament. See him around again.
All right, let's see what they've got. Ah, Cedar.
Yeah, Cedar is one of the newer faces, but he's also been improving very rapidly. Also,
Oh,
shoutouts to me
100%.
not having to drag anything in challenge because he's already in the right place.
Fantastic. Yeah,
It was
like you
for
said,
preordained.
yeah, like I said, newish runner like I've seen over the past few months, but like the improvements he has made, along with yeah, again some of the other people I've mentioned previously, have come into the community, leapt on like strength on strength, just has always like made really strong plays, getting those times down like so much.
I
Like
mean, he's
beforehand, it
definitely
used to be yeah.
one of the elite runners, definitely, and I think you can see it with with the race time stuff. You'll see that I believe he's
Hmm.
within the top 10 or very close to the top 10.
Yeah, he has been climbing and climbing like recently. Yeah, it's been impressive to see.
Yeah, of course. Don't just don't tell him just don't tell him fur. He's definitely a different tree. So this is gonna be a really good matchup, and honestly, it could go either way. I don't know if
Oh
there's
yeah.
really a favorite because they're both very strong runners.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's a fave. Like, if I had to give an edge to either of them, I guess I could give a slight edge to Cedar just based on recent performances, but like, it's anyone's game.
All right. So we have Thirst. Uh, I've definitely seen Thirst around. He's definitely a lot more with the community with Montebank, Jarvitz, IB, and Toxic. I've seen him do a lot of, for example, even the more stranger modes where it's the catch 'em all full iron random battleship, or it's the full iron random battleships. Um, Definitely been around, and honestly, it's just good to see Thirst in here because I believe Thirst is again a strong runner, and honestly, I have very high hopes.
Yeah, I've not had the chance to race with him, but yeah, I've heard a lot of good things.
Honestly, being able to keep toe to toe with any of with toe to toe with Montebank is always a good accomplishment, um, and he's definitely able to do that. I think he's pulled up at least a couple of wins on him too. So that's not something that happens just every day.
Certainly not. No.
All right, let's see who they've got. Plop. My partner in crime, another relative yet new runner. Again has really like shone, like really improved. Like one of the people I've been like more impressed with, like the new runners coming through. Um, very much so. Yeah, my partner in our maximum races that we do our team races. But yeah, solid on his own, very capable. Yeah, not much more you can really say. Just a super solid run, and like yeah, been really impressed with his improvements.
Very much an
Yeah, I would
elite
kind of
runner. Sorry, go on.
I would kind of group him in the same place as Cedar, like
Mm-hmm.
very new, very rapidly improving, and really good already. And like, I would imagine only getting better.
Oh, absolutely. I know I like to rip
Yeah.
Plop a little bit about his lack of streaming, but every time I watch him stream, I'm like, wow, there's just so much more that he does that like, wow, I'm always amazed, and while he may not always be trying he may not always be happy running any old good Pokemon. He might just try the old Golem I think he was raving about the other day. But Plop is definitely an elite runner, and I I I am looking forward to this. It's definitely going to be
Mm-hmm.
an exciting matchup, whoever he
Yeah, this would be a good one.
faces.
Mr. Anti-Tracker himself.
Yeah,
No, very long time member of the community. Been in at least last couple of bingo tournaments, last couple item random tournaments. Um, yeah, really like kind of capable runner. Like plays again, kind of like one of those fluid runners I talked about. Is very doesn't stick to one kind of like path. Would definitely kind of variant. Um, like the Odd Laser Special with Bellsprout has a very unique relationship with Butterfree, so look out for that in the tournament. But yeah, no, very, very capable long time runner here.
yeah, no, don't get his hatred for the tracker as anything else. Although you have to watch out. He might just run Butterfree for when given the chance. I, I mean, don't. I mean, he's been around for at least a couple of years and always around to doing a race.
Mm-hmm.
Does definitely.
Let's see,
I
Sky.
believe some more Tetris and Puyo. Pretty good about that. And I believe also the old TCG Pokemon TCG game for the Game Boy Color. So that'll be a good matchup.
So, Pokemon fan and real. I don't
So
personally know anything really about them,
so
so
Andrew,
Andrew,
I can say about him. He's a really strong runner. He we race with each other a few times, so I know him better. It's a really good player. It's a methodical player, and I think it's strong on her way. So it's good to see he play in this tournament. I think this is first tournament from him. So I think I can say this about him.
yeah, Andrew is a Brazilian runner that started playing Crystal after the last tournament, and he played a lot. It was one of the guys from Brazilian community that most grinded the game in the later half of last year.
Yeah.
But recently, I've not seen him playing that much, so I can't say for sure if he is already used to play these the settings that we are going to play right now. But definitely one of the most skilled Brazilian players out there.
And no, it's definitely good to see a lot of the representation from Round Brazil. And I think last tournament we had I think three of you in here, and I think
Uh,
there's a lot more
yeah, we
this
have
year.
four. It's me, Sean, Furling, and Socket last year.
Yeah, so that was definitely the first foray into actually meeting your group, and we'll talk about it more, I guess, when your name gets drawn. So Trencha, that is a name that I'm sure many of you will also recognize because Trencha has been around in the community. Does I think a lot more key item randos than full item randos, but don't sleep on him because he has helpfully sort of collected some of the data and knowledge from all the past and kind of really put it into a very nice document that is helpful for I think anyone who's starting new or starting fresh or just trying to get some basic information on Crystal. He's sort of collected them and archived them all together into one location. Uh, and he's very knowledgeable and always willing to help new people or even help provide insights. And I'm excited to have Trencha in this tournament.
All right, let's see who they got. Also, give a shout out to the wheel.
The wheel's been doing a good job.
Oh,
But we have
rolling
Wheel,
Leafrens.
around.
wheel carrying the stream.
Yes.
So Leafrens, I believe, is another Rando Brazil community
Yes.
member.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
You
Louis,
can
Louis
you can talk about.
Franz. Louis Franz probably he and Pete Lovan is the two Brazilian runners that started most recently play Crystal, but they
Gads too.
definitely uh, yo yeah that's sure. But they definitely have a lot of experience with other randomizers and they are grinding the game a lot, so they are definitely going to improve along the tournament. Maybe for the first week they are is still going to getting experience while with races and stuff, but I definitely can see they improving a lot in this tournament.
Well, that's exciting. It's always good to have new faces, or I like to say fresh meat.
Wow, we're now over halfway through our draw, so let's go.
There
Uh,
is.
so was this a random Brazil matchup?
Yeah. Oh my god, man.
No, you have to. It's Trencher versus Louis Fen, so Pit
Oh,
Yeah.
Lavendi
Oh,
is the
oh, sorry.
first draw of
Oh,
this.
So
yeah.
close.
so close.
Well,
I
we
know there
got
was that meme
baited.
Sorry,
going
sorry,
along
sorry,
in random
sorry to
Brazil.
disappoint that.
uh, Pitzel, Pitloven, I apologize for totally butchering the name. It was also one of the few last minute signups. But definitely it's good to see. I think they're still relatively new. It seems like to Crystal, but it's good to see brand new people doing this. Even, can't all be grizzled vets here.
About Pitlovan, he is a really good player in the A Link to the Past. So we start play last week, Crystal, and he improves a lot. The first seed of him is about 4 hours, and the second one is 2 hours and a half. So it's a really good improving in the time. So I think I can expect he go for the in the tournament.
Well, that's good to see. That's amazing progress. I know it took me
Yeah,
months to get under the 3 hour mark way back in the day. So, to be able to go from 4 hours to 2.5 hours in 1 week is still really good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see
Both
who they got.
Louis and Pete have been playing a lot together in Random Brazil Discord, and also Nut and I joined them last week for a couple of races.
Well, Pete's got Toxic to go against now.
So Toxic has definitely been around. At least was in the last bingo tournament. Um, and Toxic's kind of I think there's definitely Toxic's got sort of a unique playstyle as well. Um, but he's also very fun loving and I think is always down for a meme. Um, we have some very visceral reactions from the
Yeah,
chat
I've
about
there
some
have
of
been
his
some.
um
Yeah,
some of his fun ROMs. I mean, I think a lot of people are a little bit skeptical, but Jarvis in particular.
Yeah.
But definitely a fun-loving person, and this is going to be, I think, a really good matchup. And you know, I mean, these are all good matches, but I think this one's definitely going to be one to watch as well.
Yep.
All right, okay. So,
Okay.
so that
this
means
is
we're
the
going to
this
be
is
choosing
Now
Jarvis
who?
yeah.
next, right?
Yeah,
I
who
don't know
is
why we
gonna
even
get
need to spin the
Mountain
wheel, but
Bank?
I think there's just so much we can talk about with Mountebank, and you know, not only of course is he the reigning bingo champion, actually a two-time bingo champion way back in
Hmm.
the day. He's actually someone who's been around for much longer than me. One of the original people doing the randomizer races, known for some of his creative ROMs that he makes that are always fun, exciting. I think the tournament favorite. I think most people would think hands down.
Just don't dojo skip.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's only been a few times I've beat Montebank, but I remember the first time I introduced this to him, this item rando, and that was before no vanilla basement was a thing. So that was kind of a fun one because that one Flash was in the basement and Card Key was like in Mount Silver, so, or was some really horrible place. So that was definitely a first item rando seed to have. But of course, Montebank is just far and beyond surpassed me and any hope I have. The only time I can really beat him is when he's stalled on red for 40 minutes.
And you always have to remember with Montebank that Will's lead is always an APOM.
Ah, yes,
Yes.
that was you got to be careful about his mind games. He's very strong with the mind games and definitely knows how to adjust his routing to really just beat the opponents. He knows his outs, and honestly, it's someone I'm always bothering. So Monty, can you help me? I'm horrible. And he goes, okay, okay, and always willing to be around.
All right, I think we've stalled people enough. Let's see who's got
All right.
Montebank first for this.
Please, bro, Ergo. Oh my god.
Oh
Oh
my
my.
gosh. Now
Oh
this is a
my.
matchup of the ages. We got
This I think this is going to
Storms,
be match.
one
This
of the
is
Oh
more
like
my god.
resident heavy hitters, yeah.
this is probably the I would probably say you were ready. No discount to anybody here. This is like the first round match everyone's going to want to see here.
This is
Yeah.
definitely the primo matchup.
A lot of this is gonna depend on how much Storms has actually been practicing, but like he has years of experience behind him. Like when he was speedrunning side 2, so like I can't imagine he would be too rusty even if he hasn't played
I mean,
much.
honestly, I even if he hasn't played as much recently, Storms is the ones was actually the inaugural Item Rando champion,
Mm-hmm.
in that initial tournament, and while he did get knocked out by Asasas in the last year's tournament. I think he went to top 16, and I think at that point was one of the favorites then, and honestly, probably still one of the top matchups or top
Mm.
runners here. Just overall good. He also has done a couple of excellent video tutorials on some of the
Yeah, I was
movement
just
and
gonna.
item rando stuff.
Yeah, I was
Uh,
just gonna promote that as well. If you have a look on the like links and info and everything, you always can find Snorms has an excellent movement tutorial kind of like optimization. So definitely check that out. One of the ones that have definitely been around and done quite a lot for the community here.
yeah,
Also,
this is
I see a lot. I see a lot of rigged. I mean, Jarvis, do you want me? Do you want us to switch you out with Snorms?
but yeah, no, this is definitely. I think I I don't. I would hate to say this is like the only matchup to watch, but this is definitely like a must see
This is
whenever
like
this is
your
gonna go.
premium like introduction match. Like if you want to see two hard hitters go at it like first round, this is one of the matches you definitely want to see in this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. So, but we still have more people. We still have what 8 more matches to draw at this point?
Yes,
A
sir.
lot more.
Yeah, something like
Oh
that.
no, more. I can't count
12.
anymore.
We have 12 more.
12 more. Wow. So not quite done yet.
Oh, we got plenty. Ah,
So,
Oh.
Oh boy.
mm,
Who is this guy?
I must be. I wouldn't know. I mean, I heard he's some champion of sort. Um, might be in
Darling.
the lead of leaderboard points. I mean, like the.
all right, go on, Ergo, take it away.
I don't know. Yeah, I've been playing these things. I don't know. Almost from the beginning. I just did this by myself for like how long? I don't know. I've mainly learned this game by watching Snorms, honestly. So like, props to him. Yeah, reigning champ, yada yada. Not much else to say, I guess.
So
No,
modest, so modest.
so modest. You know, it's just funny because you
Modest
know,
is a good nature.
he's always willing there to remind you he finishes first with the ceremonial raid of death to me. I mean, every single time we raise, he makes
Yeah.
sure to raid me just to prove his point that he's just that much better. And honestly, Ergo's uh, he's an amazing guy. I wouldn't be running this tournament without him.
Uh, I've
Oh,
been
cheers.
Now
getting
you're just making me blush.
I've been getting a lot of ergo raids recently as well. I always lose to.
All right, let's see who else has got, because I know this is one of the ones that people have been watching out. Oh,
Oh
Okay.
boy! Oh boy!
Okay.
We got a brutal
Well-
admin matchup.
well then. Well, may the best man win. Yeah. I mean,
May
you
all
have
the
seen me.
clever be
Oh
destroyed.
man, all right. All right. Okay, I have to tell the story now. It's come up. For those who know, you've probably seen me around last couple of tournaments, especially like the bingo tournaments and nights and rando. Especially in commentary, you've seen me. Yeah, it all started for me 2 years ago. Really coming to the bingo tournament of 21. The fresh faced who decided to level up her clever to evolve, and that's where all the memes started. And that's really all you need to know. But yeah, if you've raced with me, you know. I mean, is there such thing as a style?
I
Also,
mean,
Zeke, thanks for the compliment. Gotta love my boy
not
Evie.
not even not even mentioning. Of course, this was before we had the settings that Vice did, where one level was enough for happiness to bypass the happiness evolutions. But this Trickums is definitely, if you want to talk about someone who's gotten better just so quickly, Trickums is, I think, the person who encapsulates it best. You know, he might have gone 0 and 4 in the bingo tournament a couple years ago, but that was just a
I
starting
was
point.
I was a wee scrub back then. That was with like no experience. But this is the thing, like getting in that Discord, being in race after race, and just learning from a load of people here and there. Like, and it's kind of like I've got to this point here. So like people who you're starting your first tournament, like you see where you can like potentially get to. You could be losing to Urgate in round 1.
Just stay away from those traffic violations. You know,
Hashtag
I,
traffic
I
violation.
have to
Violate
keep
with him.
putting him back into the traffic violation zone, traffic violator zone. I mean, he is, if anything, Trickums is one of those few people that loves doing Route 25 on his own just to prove a point.
And
Although
always remember,
we're gonna have to make sure there's no Mewtwo's around. He just specifically we might have to have some stern words with him if he's violating traffic this tournament.
also remember,
I'll
GS4 is always
happily do
required.
it with I'll happily do it.
Wow, two. I mean, not to blow our egos, but two big matches back to back. Let's see.
Yep.
Ooh, another
So Wingage
very
is
fierce
definitely
one
an
here.
elite runner. He's been doing it from the start. When we were doing it in just my Discord, he was an elite runner, and honestly, I was going toe to toe with him before, and now I think he's just way surpassed me. I feel like I have sort of a still rivalry going with him, but honestly, this is just a very strong runner. I believe he went to top 8. Was it top 8 last year? And
Oh, you're making me
top
need to go back. I
16.
should really know this off by
Uh,
heart.
I think it was
Um,
top
top
16. He
16. Top
lost
16,
to
16.
me.
16.
Yeah, you lost the Zan.
Uh, my bad. But he's been I have nothing but good words about Wingage. He was an admin last year's for the last year's tournament, and a lot of this was de- basically a lot of his work was there. We might not have always gotten along so well, but I can never thank him enough for all the hard work he's done, and really a lot of the rules and stuff was a lot of it was just set hashed down, just writing what
A lot
we
of
just
solid groundwork that's
yeah.
been laid. That was like for the first tournament, and what's grown into now. So,
Yeah,
but
and
again,
honestly,
super solid runner in his own right. Like, obviously, all the time. Like, never discount at all. Like, yeah, I could see him go very far here.
I mean, he's definitely one of the people who's going to be right up there in the top cut. No
Mm-hmm.
doubt about it.
All right, let's make these like 3 fire matches in a row. Ooh,
We have Driki, and I think, I mean, they've been around, I think, for at least a year or so, but I think Driki's a lot more well known for being a very strong Link to the Past rando runner, um, which the skills definitely are transferable, and I think you can see it just from what they've been doing, because they've been around with the bingo tournament as well. And is former red speeder
former
runner.
veteran. Ah.
That's
I was unaware
exciting.
of that.
I was.
I
That's
believe
something I hadn't
he's
known
done
either.
some Gen 2 stuff too, if I recall correctly.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, Driki's been around, and it's always. I think this is the first item round tournament for them, but this is.
It isn't.
Oh, is it the second one
He was
already?
top. He was top 32
They,
in the
they,
last one. Lost to me in round of 32. So
yeah. See, I'm already forgetting.
Right, I believe we have 10 matches left to draw.
Yep. So you have Fox KHB. I believe that's another Rando Brazil member.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can talk Nut.
I don't. If I'm not wrong, he it's a casual. It was a casual player for Crystal a long time, and recently he came back to join the tournament. So I don't have so much information about him.
Yeah. Actually, Fox is one of the older Crystal players in Brazil, but he didn't play for a while, so I actually don't know how he's playing right now, but definitely has experience. He started playing Crystal Randomizer even before the last year tournament, but didn't play the last year tournament, so I actually don't know how he's performing right now. But definitely experienced Crystal player, and I looking forward to see him performing this first tournament.
All right, that's exciting.
Let's see what they got.
So we
My
have Chunk.
favorite name of the tournament.
Chunktastic.
same.
Definitely a good name. Uh, Another newer face actually. This is we have a lot. This I've watched a few of his streams before, and he's definitely more comfortable with some of the more advanced levels with with the hidden items and such. I was just watching him, I believe, must have been, was it 2 days ago? I mean, but I mean, it's good to see these people running stuff. And honestly, I don't have all that much information as I've only sort of just started watching it a little bit since I signed up for the tournament. But nonetheless, I think this is gonna be a person to watch. I think this isn't another person whose growth you'll never be able to predict, but it's definitely going up. Can't go anywhere but up at this point.
Mm-mm. No,
Mhm.
absolutely. Wow, the wheel's getting smaller now.
Yeah, you actually read stuff from it.
Ooh, Raylan, let's go.
I believe Raylan's in
Yeah.
here, but uh, strong competitor. Uh, not only just from a Link to the Past rando, although he is one of the top Link to the Past runners too. He's been around for a couple years now, and honestly, it's always been a pleasure to race with Raylan. Uh,
Very, very solid runner. Yeah, like I say, been last at least the last like bingo tournaments was in the last Rano tournament, item Rano tournament. Again, very solid. Like always, like fast in the ways, always adapting, like very fast to all the situations. Yeah, always like quite a scary opponent to go up against at points.
Yeah, definitely a veteran of around this area. And whenever I'm around for asking around for a dom, he's always down to be around for it.
Oh yes. All right, let's see what they've got. Ooh, bashed.
So we have Bash attack. Bash is I think relatively new to the scene, but definitely not a stranger to Crystal Rando. Uh, I know I've only watched a little bit, but from him, but I believe he's done a couple of events, maybe. He says I'm me in the channel. Um,
That's me.
I apologize for not being able to research everyone with my copious free time. I that I'm not randoing. But this is his first tournament here, so it's gonna be the best one yet for him already.
Everyone has got to start somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have Roush. Roush has been around a lot more familiar with Emerald. Definitely big into the Pokemon speedruns community. A
Mhm.
surprise top 8 finisher, besting Montebank in last year's tournament. Uh, but just because it was a surprise win doesn't mean he's not going to be able to follow it up with an equally strong performance.
Yeah, very, very capable in his own right. Yeah, been around for quite a while, as you've mentioned. But yeah, don't take what is classed as surprise bin away. Very, very good runner here.
Hmm.
And just
Yeah, like Robert said, it made the top 8 last time. Lost to me at that stage, but like really, really strong runner.
Mm-mm.
mm-hmm. Well, I'm hoping for a good repeat tournament.
Let's see what they got.
Definitely not pressure there.
No way. That's why.
So Dirtswell came in last year pretty new, but quickly definitely made a name for himself. I think this is kind of hasn't played as much as lately, but honestly, he's still a very strong player. Was that
He
top
Yeah, I
made
played a
four
few.
last
he
Yeah, I
year?
made
played.
semi yeah, he made semifinals, and
Yeah.
my only loss came to him in the semis. So
I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
I
Yeah,
think that
always.
says a lot already.
Yeah,
yeah,
so somewhat
Yeah.
regular face popping up in the Discord every now and again in races. Yeah, very, very strong indeed.
So it's
the
good. This is
single
gonna
one
be
to
Definitely
This
going to be a
one
good
to
matchup,
defeat
though.
the Argo.
Sorry.
It was the only one to defeat the Argo last year, so
Yep.
definitely.
I
Definitely.
think if I have one achievement of if if my achievement was only defeating Ergo and during his championship run last year, I'd be pretty happy about that. Honestly, that's better than what I've got. I got out memed in my tournament race last year. I got out snowbeared. So beating Ergo, who was otherwise undefeated, is very strong, and I another elite runner. So I'm looking forward to racing against Dirts soon, hopefully.
I would. I actually probably say this is again one of the more kind of exciting races you'll probably come across this first round, Roush versus Dirts here.
Mhm.
All right, we're get into it now. Like Virgo said, you can really start reading the names here.
Yep.
All right. So we have Zeruvian. Uh, they've been he he might have been around last year. He might know him for uh just or they sorry. You might know him for the Link to the Past Brando, another crossover, but definitely been doing that at least for a year, and I know I've always kind of enjoyed watching his stream. Uh, I I've been seeing him racing a lot lately, and so this is gonna be a good time to show off those races or skills. All right. Well, it's good to see you in
Sweet.
chat, and we'll see who your opponent is right now shortly.
Also, shout out to everyone for being here. Thank you for
Yeah,
being here.
thank you. I know this is sort of late Euro time, so it's definitely good to have people around.
Is that Shadow? It's Shadow.
So Shadox is, I think, a relatively new person. I just saw the them stream a little bit ago, but they're at least very skilled at doing at least modifying the overlays. And I even asked them for the overlay because there was, I think they had a little bit more of a clear radio card and expansion card. Um, but the, it's going to be a really interesting matchup to see because I have no kind of gauge of how they are. So it'll be good to see them racing, and it's always good to see. I'm gonna say it again and again and again, but newer people are really what makes the community so good because there's a lot of us
Absolutely.
around that have been here for forever, but every new person that kind of joins in is really livens up the place, and I have very high hopes.
That fresh competition is again even what keeps us old runners like keep going, like makes us learn more new things, new tricks. So yeah, it's always great to have new people around.
Yeah, so that's Zeruvian versus Shadex. We're getting down there. We're only 12 people left. So we have Base Dog. Do you want to talk about Base Dog a little bit, Ergo?
Yeah, Base Dog is so one of the, again, not necessarily new anymore, but newer runners. Also down to do pretty much anything in this game. Like, and any meme that Snowbear can come up with, basically. Really solid runner. Like, he can beat anyone, I would say. So, yeah. I would expect him to make the top 26 out of this.
Most definitely. Base Dog's been one of the strongest competitors, and not only does he do the item manager, he's also very good at Bigos as well. I see a lot of time him being around with Skate, so you know if you can keep up with Skate, then you can keep up with almost anyone. So
Yeah, very prominent. Like yeah, like very constant like member in the Discord. You see playing like racing with people. So yeah, absolute solid runner.
and then where would it be without Chaotix? Uh,
Nowhere.
Who?
so Chaotix has been in here, Chaotix. I believe he goes by Chaotic, but he's basically he's picked up the mantle from where ERC was, and of course who picked up the mantle from, or who was also doing it with Golden Rules, but chaotic. If if something goes wrong with the item rando, I know we love to blame chaotics, but chaotics has really been there to really help this grow beyond even what it was last year. You know, I believe what is it? He added a lot of the hidden items initially, or
Hmm.
maybe or a lot of the other things, but he's been doing this so much, uh, and being able to at least even incorporate the warp rando and
Yeah.
really being able to help us move from the old UPR to the new ZX. I mean, I have been in constant contact with him, and it's good to see him sign up for the tournament because you know. I guess we all get to enjoy a little bit of suffering, but this is a little partially due to all the hard work he's
Just fun.
done.
All right. I know we did it for Vice earlier, but absolutely, I think everyone here should give a thank you, Chaotix, in the chat, like for everything he's done. Like, claps everything, like all the development that's got into all of this. Like, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we
Yeah.
definitely need to have a really big thank you to because there's all sorts of people who have taken up the mantle, but only one person right now who's really kind of always there when I'm bothering them, late night, so, and just for all the wacky ideas, but like even being able to help us, you know, make this crystal item rando just really what it is because I think we've included pretty much every because due to his skill, we've added almost every single item we can in this turn into this game with it, and so he's been maintaining it the entire time, as Vice has been saying. Yeah, so I I can keep going and going and going, but unfortunately, I think it's time to go to the next
Yeah, we we
person.
we we got some wheels to be spinning.
Yeah. So Phoenix Roost it was one of the last people to sign up. I think signed up day of, only a few hours before. Not the last sign up, but definitely good to see. And just a little bit of convincing, I think, was enough to just push him through. And it is exciting to see someone step out of their comfort zone to really just go in and join this tournament. Especially on such short notice. uh, you know, I look forward to seeing how you do. Uh, that's gonna be fun. So I guess we'll draw their opponent now.
Yes, let's
Yep.
do it. Ah, very solid here.
Yeah, Smithy is another of the old school guys. He's been around
Mhm.
forever. Really solid runner.
Where is he? I see it. There he is in the chat. Ah, so nice.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, been around for a long time. Again, very capable runner in his own right there. Yeah, definitely see him be making waves right through this. Definitely, yeah, absolutely capable of getting a few wins under their belt, and yeah, maybe pushing for that top 26 place.
Yeah, good commentator as well. Fellow
Oh yeah,
fellow anti Morty person definitely knows his stuff. There's a few of us
culture.
around there, but it's always good to see a friendly face around. So we have the last few matchups around.
4 matchups left.
for matchups.
So I believe this is Gabriel Campos. I believe another prominent Rando Brazil community member.
Yeah, Gabriel, it's a rookie. It's a new player at all. So I don't have so much about say. You know, I don't have much to say about him. But it's a good player from others randomizers, and I hope see how far he can go in this tournament.
Well, that's good. That's very encouraging words to say hear from. So I'm definitely gonna be good. A rookie, huh?
Let's see, they've got Ben.
And we have Ben, my old partner in
He's
crime with doing
urban.
these. He's been around since way back then. Even when I was doing the old Cinco Bingo weeklies. I remember him doing that, and we've had lots of kind of memes from that. Very well known for his fishing or breeding, trying to breed two different babies. But it's good to see him around again, and he's always a welcome presence, especially in the commentary booth. Uh, Lovable guy. Uh, and it's just he's been around for a while, so it's good to see him back. I hadn't seen him for a while, but it was good to see his name back in the tournament list. So I,
That's
I
it. It's always nice to see like the people you've played with before go away for a little bit and then come back. You just see like they're still continuing the grind, still like looking to improve, and yeah, put themselves up on the stage again.
yeah. So this is gonna be a
Ooh.
good matchup, I think, as well. So we're at the final six. Oh my
Final three
goodness.
matches.
Oh god.
At some point, Javits has to be picked, of course.
So we
They
have
need
bad news, Nate. So Nate's been around, as I said, one of the few people who come in with doing item randos way back at the start when it was just the few of us in my Discord because we didn't want to keep ping or bothering people in the bingo Discord. But he's he's a very strong runner. I believe he got to. Did he get to the
semifinals.
The
semifinals?
top
Yeah,
four.
yeah. He.
Yeah, yeah.
I was. I mean, that was a matchup that I was always looking forward to, and you know, very prominent FM runner and also Crash Bash. Um, always very knowledgeable, very well versed in the memes. Uh,
Very
just
studious, Dad. Knows a lot about the game. Is very very uh, very creative in his routing and everything. But yeah, absolute pleasure to play with. Like really fun guy. Yeah, really rooting for him to like do well in the tournament once again.
Yeah, so Nate's always been my go-to guy for some of these things. Just don't get him started with E4. Just
Yeah,
he
don't.
he has some really bad experiences with E4 seeds. I think he definitely had the most E4 seeds in the last year's tournament,
It
and
was appalling.
it almost seems to be a curse for him to have E4 seeds. Um, but nonetheless, hopefully there's no more E4 seeds for his sanity.
That's too much to hope for.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just have to hope that we have some magical labyrinths he wins instead.
Yes.
All right. Not many more to choose from for his opponent
Oh
now.
boy, oh.
Ethan 26. Let's go.
So Ethan 26 is someone who's there for last year's tournament. I think they were brand new then. Um, I've seen him around a little bit. I don't know how.
Yeah, popped up a little bit here and there. Like, yeah, had a few like good races, good times that have been posted. Yeah, improved as far as I'm aware quite a bit since the last tournament. So yeah, be very interested to see how far they've come since last year.
Definitely, definitely. I believe
He
he
was
does dabble
my
into.
opponent last year.
Hmm?
He was my opponent on the last year tournament.
Yeah,
He's a really good player.
definitely. Yeah, always around for random tournaments. So don't discount Ethan. All right, we're at the final four.
All right,
Will it be
Jarvis,
Jarvitz?
yeah,
Stay
Jarvis, you just got
tuned.
to know. You got to know we're saving the best till last. All right, yeah.
Uh, so we got Vandu. So Vandu's been running Crystal for a long time and just a well-known Pokemon speedrunner. Uh, very strong competitor, and even when he's sort of kind of unfamiliar with some of the formats, he's been showing up really strong. And I think that's just kind of knowing the base game and just having a very solid Pokemon foundation. Uh, I have
Yeah,
always loved being around him.
yeah. Similar to what I was saying previously about Nate, so knowledgeable about the game and the mechanics and routing. Like going up is a very formidable opponent here. Like the races I've had against him before, like been very interesting, very close, but very very hard fought.
Yeah, very clean movement. As pointed out in chats,
Oh yeah,
less than 200 bonks
bonkers.
per sit. I think he had the record for the lowest amount of bonks, or that was only slightly beaten by what was it? Gosh, uh,
Snows.
no, it was Wungi, I believe, bested him with one less. It was like one or two less bonks, but either way, having that few bonks is a very good sign of how clean your movement is and how good your execution is. Compared to me,
Mhm.
someone like me who finds himself around 1,000 bonks every ROM.
3 optionals.
I don't hit that many optionals, but
Yeah.
but no, I mean it says a lot to have such a low bonk count, and each bonk is a few frames, so over the course of the run, he's saving probably several seconds each time.
Hmm.
So definitely gotta watch out for Vandio. Top
Yeah,
top
definitely want to see throughout the
runner.
tournament.
Definitely has a strong chance, I think, even making the top six.
Hmm.
Definitely.
Let's
All
see.
right, so
Yes.
final
Could it
three.
be Jarvitz?
Jarvis is not just not gonna get picked.
No, no, he's not. No, there you go.
Jarvis
No,
was the
no.
last
Instead,
one.
we got Furious Magic. He signed up about like an hour or two before the tournament. Um, it, great friend of mine, and always loves to torment me. He loves going to Route 25. Something about whenever we race, Route 25 is just always needed. He's there way before me, way more than they should be. But I think he's been doing a lot. Of course, one of the premier runners in the Link to the Past Rando. Someone I always look up to generally. Uh, he's always down for doing all sorts of crazy things, and he's been doing maximum bingos with Rob. He's been all around. I think yesterday he showed me the seed where I guess he got the squirt bottle to get North Johto from the 16 badge guy. I mean, I don't know how he does that, but it seems like it's pretty amazing just to see him there. And as long as he doesn't forget the dojo, he was the original dojo skip person before Monty
Ah,
usurped it.
yes, the
But
original.
just don't
I
don't
remember
count him
calling that.
out. He's honestly he's always doing better than me. He downplays how good he is, but he's a very strong runner, and I am definitely seeing him in the top cut for sure.
100%. All right, we have to spin it. Does
Just Jarvis get picked.
oh my god!
Oh my
He does
god.
It's
not.
rigged.
Yeah.
It's rigged. It's rigged. We
All
got
right.
Newton.
Well,
It's your time.
beforehand, go on, Newton. Your time to shine.
Well, I don't have so much to say. I think if I compare myself with the last tournament, I improve a lot. But I don't think I am the best now too much. But I think I can improve a lot in this tournament. So I play with Shan. Recently, Snowbird see me how I play too. So I think I still things to learn, but I improve if compared to last year.
Yeah, I remember kind of scoping you out last year as I was trying to figure out who I was playing, and I think that really kind of started because I wasn't really that familiar with the Rando Brazil community, and I think through you and Zan, you guys have both helped me reach out, and we've seen all these new people, and of course, it's maybe we'll have a rematch of last year.
Yeah,
Surely it'll be a better match than it was, but I think it was. I'm looking forward to having you in here, and I appreciate you at least helping out a lot with the coordination. You've been doing a lot of the translating and feedback from the Rando Brazil community, and honestly, you know, without you there, we wouldn't even be able to have as many people as we have today joining this
Yeah.
tournament. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Also, Nutzin made the asyncs that we played, and they were awful. Nutzin seeds are just terrible, guys.
Yeah, I have that same.
So we have, I guess, last but certainly not the least, we got Jarvis. I think he finally got picked this time.
He
Uh,
got picked. Let's go.
I have to admit, it was almost like it was preordained just to have him be picked last, but that doesn't mean anything bad. He's been around the
Okay.
community. I believe one of the few people to have a OT trick named after him. Uh, if I remember, he was the one who accidentally discovered the hold R trick. That's I don't know if it still gets used. I don't think it. I think it still gets used with 100% runs. But yeah, this is someone who's been around for years, and it's good to see him in the tournament, and always a fun presence to be around. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I I think you know him being in the tournament is always it just makes everything better because who else are we gonna talk about when there's furrets around, you know, and who else is gonna be, of course, the round one matchup with Montebank.
yeah,
Also, yeah, I need to step in here. Mel, boo.
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, no,
There
Jarvis
we
has been
have it.
around, and so it is definitely, a good person to see around, and you know, he might downplay his skill, but honestly, he's definitely up there, and I think a lot of it is just being in the right circumstances, and I think Jarvis has definitely pulled it off more than once, and I mean, he's always a good runner to be around. So I think without further ado, it looks like we've finally finished our draw. Um, so
Yeah,
thank
right.
you so
yeah.
much, everyone, for just being here for the draw. Um, we'll go through the list of matchups right now.
Yeah, we'll give you a nice little recap. Do you want me to, or you want
Yes,
to do it
please
first?
do, and I'll see if I can
All right.
pull it up.
All
You
right.
know.
Again, I apologize if I butcher names, but here we go. So we have IB999 versus Strife. We have Prism Zeta versus Jack Astronomy. Waka versus Giddy. Jose L versus Zan. What was it? Ivo Pina versus Asazas. Manalash versus Snope Automat. Molmacan versus Diego Armando. Prior 57 versus Pika Pals. We have Redhead Jake versus Zeke. Snowbird versus Oddley. Vice versus Cedar. Thirst versus Plop. Pokemon Fan versus Andril. We have Trencher versus Louis Ferns. Pitlevan versus Toxic. We have then Mountebank versus Snorms. And then the Battle of the Mods, Ergote versus myself. Wingage versus Dreaky. Fox KHP versus Chunktastic. Raylan versus Bash Attack. Roush versus Dirtswa. Zeruvian versus Shadax. Base Dog 14 versus Chaotix. Phoenix Roos versus the original Smitty. Gabriel J. Campos versus Ben Redrock. Bad News Nate versus Ethan 26. Vandio versus Furious. And finally, Newton versus Jarvis.
So, what are you guys most looking forward to out of these matchups?
Mm, it's
I
hard.
mean,
There's a
I, I've
lot of
I,
good
I've kind
matches.
of already I kind of hyped up earlier, but again, I'm of course very looking forward to the Mountebank Snorms match. But even looking around like the rest of it as well, like through like the ones we know kind of come around, like I'm looking forward to some of like the other matches, like Waka versus Giddy will be like a really good one to see. Um, yeah, Roush versus Dirts itself we mentioned earlier. I'm looking forward to that. Bad like Nate
I
versus
think
Ethan.
Nate vs Ethan. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a
Definitely want to
very good
see
match.
yeah.
Prior versus Pika Pals as well. That's
Yes.
kind of a high rivalry match.
Yeah, there's a
I would
lot
say.
of good matches here. Like, I'm gonna be looking forward to watching and hopefully commentating on. But yeah, a lot going on here right now. But soon we will be posting all of the matchups here in the Discord. People, if you want to take a screenshot now, but we will be posting. So from now, if you want to start arranging your matchups, go ahead. But again, matches start from August 7th. So make sure you don't do it any earlier than that. As soon as you have that, we will have a extra channel appearing in Discord shortly where you'll be able to kind of put those pings in. Let us know when those are getting arranged. Again, if you have any concerns or queries or anything like that, please do reach out to us. Let us know if you need any help with arranging, or again, if you really need to async, please let us know, and we'll accommodate where we can. But other than that, I don't have much more to say unless there's anything else I've missed.
I mean, I think you pretty much covered it. I mean, I think
Yep.
all of these matches
Yeah.
are pretty gonna be pretty hype. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna beat the best of us, but that'll be in for it, and I'll try to have everyone's name added in today to the stuff, so you just be able to do the drop down. So just give me a day to just add everyone's name into the list, so it's possible.
Yeah,
um,
we'll get everyone out, but yeah, we'll probably most likely pop this into the general chat as well. So if you know people who couldn't make it on for like, you can we'll tag most people in. But again, we'll ping everyone else out once we have got the list out. And yeah, happy planning, happy practicing, and good luck, everyone.
all right, thank you everyone for watching, and as always, I'm Snowbear, and see you next time.
See ya.
See ya,
Bye
guys.
bye.
Bye bye.